Nice T-shirt, David.
I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna have some more printed up pretty soon. I think. So I'll get my plug in now.
Yeah, go ahead, David. Show that again. Show that again.
Do what? Show it again.
Yeah, show that shirt again. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, lovely.
That's beautiful. Get in touch with David on with Alamo City Hammers on social media if you want to get your hands on one of those shirts. Dave Sperry, I see you wearing a St. Louis Hammers shirt. Do you guys have anything for sale or
No.
You're barely having
Pick the brownies for me.
I tried to give you an opportunity to plug there.
Yeah.
Well, Boston Hammers stuff, which is Dave on the bottom right, we can get stuff on AmericanHammers.net.
Yeah, we have T-shirts, we have
tags,
we have tons of other things.
Our Threadless shop. I can't wait to see a picture. I hope someone brings the flag. I know a couple of people bought flags.
I think like 3 people have bought flags. So if we can get a good number when all
I would love to see a photo of that. Yeah. Anyway, we're here. We're live. We're going to be streaming on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. We're not doing Periscope for the time being anymore. And Twitch. Nobody was watching over there anyway. Everybody's something to be watching on Facebook and YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. I know we have like 1,150 something subscribers, but the more the merrier. Click the notification bell. We do have shows virtually every day. And now that football is back, we're going to pretty much have some sort of show every single day. We have game shows, regular shows, chat shows, post-match shows, previews, blah, 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 with all different faces. Speaking of different faces, tonight we have someone who's not even been on the show yet, and we're going to have him come back and give his story at some point. Dave Cotton out of Redding, California. What's going on, Dave?
Hello, all. I've been a Hammers fan since about 2006.
Awesome, cool.
Yeah, so yes,
cool. Dave Sperry, you recognize him. Obviously, he's been on a million times. From St. Louis Hammers. Go hang out with them if you're in the St. Louis area on Saturday at the Amsterdam. Dave from Alamo City. You guys are at the Winchester, right?
Yep. Yeah, we'll be there Saturday.
You are? Awesome.
Yep.
So if you're in the San Antonio area, head on down, check it out. Sean, you going to be watching at home, or are you going to be going somewhere? Sean?
You know what? I'm going to go down to the Harp in Ocean Beach and watch with the other Diego Hammers, hopefully. See who shows up. I think a good turnout. Can you hear?
Yeah, now I can, yeah. There's a little bit of a delay.
Yep.
All right. David, David from Boston.
Yeah, the bars are still closed there. They're phased opening.
Yeah, we'll be down Harp.
All right.
Dave from Boston, you said the Banshee, right?
Yeah. Well, the Banshee isn't open yet just because there's like phased reopenings. So like in Boston or Massachusetts, the bars aren't open. So we're not actually allowed to go. So we're going to be watching it on like a Facebook viewing party. But yeah.
Okay. Well, awesome. At least you'll still somewhat be together.
Right. Exactly.
So anyway, if you guys or girls, whatever, that you're watching this live, feel free to comment, please, and comment along with us. We're going to be doing Hammers polls all night. But let us know where you're going to be watching the match on Saturday and Tuesday and whenever else. It looks like they're going to be cramming them all in. So let us know where you like to watch the shows, the games. Looks like Neil from South Australia is watching tonight. Rob Agresto. Yeah, feel free to comment along. But anyway, without further ado, you know what? Forget, there's an elephant in the room, and I forgot to mention this. There's a theme tonight. All right, so I was going to have David from Alamo City and David from Boston on tonight. They'd already agreed. I already reached out to them a few days ago. And then something came up about breaking records on the show. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to break a record tonight. I'm going to see if I can find every David possible that likes West Ham and bring him on tonight. So that's what's going on. And then I couldn't find a fifth one, but I did find Sean Davis. So close enough. David.
Close.
There we go. Yeah. So here we are. So I'm going to pull up the. I'm going to pull up the Hammers polls, and then we're going to go down. So Dave Cotton, you're going first. In the final 9 games, matches, whatever you want to say, under Moyes last time around, the team pulled off 3 wins, 3 draws, and 3 defeats to avoid a relegation. Would that be enough this season? Yes or no?
That would be, to me, if we get in, that'll be by a hair. I'm hoping there's about another. I'm hoping there's 13 points. I'll feel better about 13 points. 12 is cutting it close.
No, I agree with you. I really do. Dave Sperry, what do you think?
Yeah, with 3 wins and 3 draws, I think we'd be okay. I think so. I see.
Obviously, based. Yeah.
Well, I see. I did. Of course, we don't know how this is going to be. It's like the start of a new season, but I can see some of those teams below us struggling. So, although Aston Villa won today, that kind of sucks.
No, they drew 0.
Okay,
They drew. It was scoreless, wasn't it? Scoreless
Yeah.
draw.
good.
And I checked out that robbed of a goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
The but still, at that point, could
Yeah.
work in their favor. I mean,
That's
you know,
right.
a lot of people were expecting them to lose, and
Yeah.
a lot of people were hoping for them to lose anyway. And even Robert said that. Robert says Villa's draw today might hurt us. So yeah, we definitely need to pick up as many points as possible. David from Boston, is 12 points enough?
I think 12 points is exactly enough. That's what I had us predicted as getting. The fact is that I talked about this on another show, but we only have 4 games remaining against top 10 opposition. Bournemouth have 6 games. Norwich have 6 games remaining against top 10 opposition. Watford have 5 games, but I think they might finish ahead of us. And Brighton has 6 games. So I think the schedule favors us in terms of strength of opposition. So I think as long as we grind it out and get 12 or 13, we'll be okay.
Sean, what do you think? 12 points good enough?
I want to win them all, but I think 12 should do the job for us. Knowing West Ham, how we play, we'll probably get 4 draws, 2 wins, and just enough to get past.
Oh, yeah,
We'll see.
right. I think, again, I think 12 will probably be enough. But again, it's let's not stress ourselves out. I mean, usually we finish strong. I mean, I guess they're saying last time under Moyes we didn't finish this strong, but last year I think we finished with like 4 straight wins or something like that.
Oh yeah, I was very hopeful.
Yeah.
The following season, we were doing great.
Yeah. David from Alamo City, what do you think, man?
Yes, I do think that 12 points would be plenty. I think 39 is the mark for this year. But I think that's moot because we're going to have that in the first 5 games. I'm saying it now.
Put some money on it, people. Right on. All right, so let's get into the next one because I agree. I mean, I've already said my piece. We'll just go on to the next one. And again, people feel free to comment in the chat room, and I'll pull up the comments. All right, so we'll start with David from Alamo City and go up. Who starts against Wolves if all of these people are fit, like 100% fit? Noble and Rice. I guess they're talking about midfield partnership here. Rice and Souček. Rice and Wilshere. Noble and Souček. You see the result, but what's your opinion?
Yeah. Well, I suppose a lot depends on what's been happening in training. Based off of what we've seen up until the break, I think if Souček and Rice are fit, that's my pick. But it's difficult to tell. Players go away on these breaks, and sometimes they don't come back very fresh. So I could see Noble and Rice being a good pick in the middle too.
And keep in mind the formation. Like we don't exactly know what formation Moyes is going to use. If he has the 2 mids, center mids plus a third, like a defensive midfielder, then Rice will be the defensive midfielder or Souček, and then Noble and one or the other could be central. But it all depends. We don't know. Sean, what's your pick here?
I like Rice and Suchek, but for me, I want to see Noble in the mid. But just depending how he's going, because where we're at right now, it means a lot to Noble, and he brings extra steel to the midfield. The leadership, he calms everybody down. He provides that guidance where it needs to go. But my head says Rice and Suchek would make more sense technically because they're firing, they're fit. But like you were saying earlier, we have to see what's going on with training and how everybody's feeling up to that day. But we have to take in mind too that there's a lot of extra substitutes now they're doing with the games.
True. Also,
so there could be time for everybody to play.
Yes, but also you got to think that we play Tottenham on Tuesday. Now, depending on how fit Noble is, wouldn't that be the match you want him to play? Because I know a lot of West Ham supporters would say Noble's best matches are against our London rivals. That's the type of he comes out the best with his leadership in those type of matches. So would you risk him against Wolves?
Yeah.
And then not play him against Tottenham? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very complicated with a lack of fitness and 5 substitutions a lot.
Well, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the substitutions threw me off too. I totally forgot about that. I'm interested to see because I did not watch either game today, so I really don't know how that actually played out or that'll work. But David,
Aston Villa, but the players looked very tired in the Man City Arsenal game. They did not look like they were match fit.
So who do you pick, David, for Boston?
They give them water breaks now too. Like they stopped the game.
Really?
Yeah, at like 25, 75, and other points. Yeah, which I think they should do.
Okay.
I would say that from a tactical standpoint, I choose Rice plus Suchek, but I also think I'd choose it just because we're going against Wolves, and when in the last Wolves match. It seems like they kind of cut through our midfield quite easily. They gave us some of the possession. We didn't make any of it. I'd want that steal in the midfield against Wolves. This is kind of a match where we want to get a draw. We could sub Noble on, like you said, Tim, and then rally Noble to like marshal the team against Spurs, where it's more of a free-flowing game. But I would choose Suchek for this match and maybe sub him out and then start Noble in the Spurs match. And then check on later, depending on how it was going. But that's just how I do it.
Yeah. Oops. Wrong one. Wrong comment. Thing is, where is it? Thing is, Nobles would be on full 90, so it makes no difference about Spurs. I mean, again, who knows, really? Who knows what's going to happen? But I want to know what you guys think. So anyway, Dave, Sperry, what would you pick here?
Of course, in my mind, I'm thinking Rice and Suchek. But wouldn't it be wonderful if Wilshere, the old Wilshere that doesn't get hurt, came out and was just a stud with Rice? I mean, we got him. We brought him here on all that money. Granted, everyone thought he was going to get hurt anyway. But he didn't get hurt, and he was at that game like he was when he was with Arsenal, or wouldn't that be just awesome to have that pair take off for the last 9 games? So I would, in Dream World, I would take a well-fit Wilshere and Rice together, with Suchek coming in to give either one of them a spell.
I like that. I like that you changed it up here. I honestly don't care which partnership happens. I just care that we stay up. That's all I care about. However, David Moyes plans on doing it. And yes, I would love to see Wilshere, play to his true form and prove everybody wrong. That would be fantastic. And what better club to do it with than West Ham and just shut everybody up about how injury prone he is and how he's past it or whatever. I mean, I would love to see him get some minutes and actually do very well. That'd be great. And who knows? I mean, Moyes could shock a lot of people and pull something like that. So, Dave Cotton, what would you pick here for Wolves anyway?
I mean, I would be Rice and Suchek, but there's just this little thing in the back of my head that I just sense Noble he'll play at least a half. I would want Noble for like the second half of the Tottenham game, especially if the game's close. Just having his experience and just keeping the team tight when things might be getting a bit hairy. Pardon the pun. Would make it much better to just keep everybody, keep everybody's heads in the game. I've just seen. Just over the, I mean, that's where he's just Mr. West Ham to me, and he just provides a solid presence. Not necessarily, he may not have the pace he used to, but I mean, I can see Rice and Souček just to try to get an advantage early on with Wolves, because I think if we're going to steal one, this would be a good game to steal it, because nobody knows what's coming, and if we get a goal early, putting in Noble maybe toward the end to solidify the team would be, I think, a solid move.
Yeah, Wolves, we always have trouble with them. If we go up 2-0, then we're in good shape. I mean, 1-0, like you said, as long as we can just keep that, but it'll still be a tough match. Wolves are always tricky. They're always quick. But if we can figure out a way to go up 2-0, then I think that we will come out with a win. Otherwise, we'll either draw or lose, in my opinion. But excuse me, we'll get to that. I think in one of these upcoming Hammers polls. So congratulations on 4,000 views there, Hammers polls, on your YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to them as well. Also follow them on Twitter if you have Twitter or use Twitter, please, and participate in their polls. They do a really good job of consistency. Here's one that some of you may be able to answer, some of you may not, but at least just throw out even who you know. I mean, if you could recognize any of these names. But the question is, who was the best player to have appeared for both West Ham and Wolves? Bobby Gould, Kevin Keane, Paul Ince, Matt Jarvis. I know 3 out of the 4, but I don't know about everybody else. David Cotton, we'll start with you and then take a turn going down.
Well, since the third name is supposedly unpronounceable in modern Hammers parlance, I would probably just lean with Matt Jarvis. They're just in my trips to East London, I've learned what's up with this guy, and I just pretty much found out. Okay, I get it. Persona non grata. Understood.
Gotcha. Dave Sperry.
I'll say Kevin Keane, but I have no clue. I mean, I've been watching since really 2015. So I don't know any of these names. Sorry.
Probably no Jarvis, but so we'll just say 2 for Jarvis, because Jarvis did play the 14-15 season for us, or at least I think the 15-16 season, didn't he? Or is that the season he left? But anyway, Dave, Boston. Keep saying Dave.
I just quickly looked up Bobby Gould, and he scored 15 goals in 51 matches, which isn't that bad, but it does seem like he set the world afire.
What era? From like the 20s or?
No, that was like, let me go one back, but I think that was like the early 90s. Let me check one more time. Yeah, no, sorry. It was 1973 to 1975, and he scored 15 goals in 51 appearances, so that's a decent return. Bobby Gould was just kind of average. I love Matt Jarvis to death, and I know Paul Ince a complete Judas, and he was a failure as a coach. But if you want to use the term best, who was playing the best at the time, you'd have to go with Paul Ince.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sean.
I'm gonna go with Ince. You know, I know he's a snake and he's a Judas in East London, and I know I've seen Jarvis, and Jarvis is great, but I think Ince went to higher levels than Jarvis did.
Oh, yeah.
Just playing on tricks, like technical ability wise. I mean, but loyalty wise, I'd say Jarvis is the better one because he never did us wrong, and he put a shift in when he could.
And I love the experience on American Hammers TV. It was very entertaining.
That's why he's got my vote. He actually came on the show with us. Alamo City, Dave. What do you think?
If I'm being objective, it's the dirty, rotten, snake rat bastard, Paul Ince.
All It looks like the chat room is a lot of Goulds. I guess I guess everybody's saying Gould. The one person said Ince. But yeah, I think it has to do with Judaism. But yeah, so we'll just so we have 2 for 3. Wait, 2 for 3. Oh, we have 3 for Jarvis and 3 for Ince, right? Was it 3 and 3? Something like that. Whatever. So I'll just fuck it. Paul Ince for shits and giggles, and yeah, Paul Ince 42%. There's still 2 days left, so anybody in the chat room who is getting heated over this, have your say. Go over to Twitter and head on over to Hammers Polls and cast your vote. This is a good one too. So with Jeremy Ngakie's untimely refusal to sign an extension to play the remaining games this season and seemingly heading for the door, is a new right back now a priority in the transfer window for next season? David from Alamo City, start with you.
I'm gonna say no, it's not, because I don't think we've heard the end of the Jeremy Ngakia thing. Just sort of listening, to some of the, in the know people that are, there seems to be a lot made of this guy, not signing a contract yet. And yeah, it's getting down to the wire, and I'm a little bit worried, but I think we might see more out of this situation. So no, I don't think it's a priority. And even if he doesn't, I'd be happy with Fredericks and Ben Johnson fighting for the position.
All right, fair enough. Sean.
I feel like the backs we've been neglecting over the past couple seasons, and we do have Ben Johnson coming up with the ranks. We have Fredericks, and I know that Zabaleta's leaving. I think we should invest, something towards the back, get a little just competition or have some cover, because we know with our luck and our players, injuries happen, and even look at Cresswell. He had an injury, came back, was never the same. Case in point, but I hope good things come from Johnson, and Ngakia. He's coming up from the club, and I get that he wants more. He's ambitious, but you got to earn it, And I feel like his agents may be getting a little too ahead for him. But I think we need to invest in the backs, a little more in defense, and definitely in the midfield for sure.
Yeah, David.
I'm gonna.
Sorry, David Boston.
Yeah, I know what you meant because it's going up the road.
All right.
I'm going to go Neil from Down Under and Sean. And I'm going to say definitely. I do think we need to get another right back. I think fullback is just like it's been our Achilles heel for so long. I would say even in the Allardyce era, even though they were well drilled. And we don't know what's going to happen with Ngakia. I think it's been telling that we've started him in the friendlies against QPR and Crystal Palace. It seems like we want to do a last-second deal to get him on board. But even if he's on board, are we that strong at that position? I'm with you, Tim. Fredericks, he's got some athletic talent, but he's out of position so much of the time, and he's got good crosses, but sometimes his crosses lead to nothing. I would like to see another new right back brought into the fold. There's rumors of Montiel from River Plate. Honestly, I've not seen him, but it seems like he's young, he's talented. We could get him for not too much. So I would like to see another right back brought in the mix. That's my personal opinion.
Cool. Dave Sperry.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we're going to be in the market for one. I'm a little confused with the whole Ngakia thing. Why, if the rumor mill is true, 8,000 a week isn't that bad. So why are we hesitant? And I don't think it's all on, the kid that we had before that we got burnt on. Can't think of his name right now, but there's got to be something more to this story. Why are we so hesitant to sign him? There's got to be something's not adding up. So I would say if the club is a little nervous, even though they don't have a good track record of signing players, there's got to be something going on with this. So I'd say we got to be in the market for a right back.
Dave Cotton.
Yeah, I would tend to think they're in the market for a right back with just general depth in the back line and up the middle. I've just seen too many situations. When we talked about a 2-goal lead earlier, I don't think there's any lead that's safe at this point. And I just feel like they need more stability in the back and up the middle. I think they need to do everything they can to hold on to Rice, but I'm just I'm just the West Ham way. I just don't know how long Rice is going to be around. So
yeah. Okay, so a couple things. One, yes, everybody knows that watches this show anyway that I am not a fan of Fredericks. Haven't seen enough from Ben Johnson. Like one match, and then he got hurt, and then he's spent a lot of time down in the reserves, under 23s, whatever. But I obviously trust Ben Johnson or anybody really more than Fredericks. Zabaleta, yep, he's leaving. So what else is there? If we don't have Ngakia, then we definitely need a right back. Hello. The other thing here is what Dave Cotton just said. He kind of touched on it. What about fucking center backs? Like Balbuena is shit. Ogbonna is getting much older, and he was at the leading. He was Hammer of the Year until the COVID shit happened, right? I mean, a lot of people will say that. But, okay, now he's had a 3-month break and 2.5-month, 3-month break. Is he going to be the same? You think the guy God. I'm trying to hold myself back from having a rant here. But my point is, I think we need a fucking center back more than anything else. Diop is Mr. Every other second is a different. That makes a superb tackle, or he's over tackling, or he's making a mistake, or he's doing this. He's so inconsistent. He's probably the most inconsistent player on the team besides Ryan Fredericks, in my opinion. Diop. He had a bunch of matches last season where he was non-existent and made a lot of mistakes, and then he'd have like superb, stellar matches because he's too young. He needs more time to grow. There was a lot of talk about Moyes thinking highly of Cardoso, maybe give him a shot. If that guy doesn't work out, which is likely not to happen, he's probably not going to work out. We definitely need a friggin' center back in here. So, and then look at the left, like Dave Cotton was also saying, like cross the line, like left back. Fuck, we need a whole new back line. I mean, we need to think about the future. Now, there was also, I saw some talk somewhere that there is a possibility that Moyes would consider taking Declan Rice and shifting him back to his natural position where he was, trained. Most people would say classically trained as a youth, center back. Because we already have a shitload of midfielders. Why not have Souček and Noble, and then push what's his name in the midfield, and then push Rice back to center back? Not every match, people. Obviously, let's test it out. Now that we got these multiple subs, let's give it a shot. Let's shift them down there and see what we got. Because other than that, we're going to need a whole new back line, in my opinion. Diop might start to grow into his own. He might be the one that stays. But out of a whole lot of them, Diop is the best one in the back line. Literally, take Declan out of it. I'm just saying, like the whole back line. Think about everybody. Ogbonna is getting older, people. Think about it. I mean, in a couple of years, he's going to be Zabaleta's age. You know what I mean? Pretty much. Maybe not, but I'm just ranting. But this is the most toned down version of a Tim rant that I've done on the show. So you're welcome, people. Anyway, what are we talking about? Who cares? We'll go on to the next one. We definitely. All right. The answer is, I think we do. David from Alamo City Hammers. There are other positions that we definitely need as well, and we could technically, and I think Sean touched on this too. If we stay with Fredericks, if Fredericks just freaking snaps out of it and if he had just spent the last couple months training to be a footballer, not a friggin' track star, then maybe we have something there. Maybe we don't need a right back. You know what I mean? There's just a maybe. And maybe Ngakia will end up signing with us and we'll be just fine, right? But I don't know. So I say yes, we do. Obviously, if he leaves, and 74% say yes. 283 votes. It's actually a decent amount for them. 5 days left. People in the chat room, head on over to Hammers Polls and cast your vote. let's see what's on the next one. Yeah. What will be the outcome against West Ham versus Spurs? West Ham win, Spurs win, score draw, goalless. We're getting ahead of ourselves here, but it's a poll. Let's play along. So, Dave Cotton, what's your opinion for Tuesday's match?
Well, this is one ground where we're actually undefeated. I'm kind of shooting for a draw of some type. I think West Ham, not West Ham. I just don't think Tottenham are the team that they were last year. I think they've gone down a notch, and I think with some grit, we can definitely get the draw.
Score draw or
score draw. I think so.
Okay.
I remember this is West Ham. We're talking about two clean sheets in one game. I don't know.
Yeah. These people, I'm trying to read the chat as well. These people are going, they're having fun in the chat room tonight. So thank you everybody who's been tuning in the participating in the live chat tonight. I appreciate that always. Dave Sperry, what's your prediction for Tuesday's match?
2-0 West Ham.
There you go. That's
You know what?
You were either thinking about it the whole time or you just pulled that out. If you just pulled that out, man, that's impressive. You're just like, you know what? Boom. 2-0 win.
Well, I saw the why not? I mean, I saw it come up. There you go.
Love it, Dave.
Well,
Love
I
the
mean,
optimism.
Do we know is Kane going to be back? I haven't heard.
Harry Kane is healthy. I think he was. This is what killed him. Son and Kane weren't healthy, but now I think they are healthy.
It doesn't matter. We'll still do it. 2-0.
Harry, I call him Harry Cuckahead.
Yeah.
So David from Boston, what do you?
Yeah, unfortunately, I really want to win, but my head says a 2-1 loss. I think without a crowd there, I think when it's just the players there and the individual technical skill, and then I think West Ham will have really put their all on the line in the Wolves game. And I actually think they'll do good. I think they'll draw or win against Wolves or lose by a close margin. I think Spurs will win this match 2-1.
All right. I love Neil from Australia. Hopefully Kane gets injured on the weekend and can't play. Looks like we have a special person here making an appearance. We have to take a quick little pause in our question, and I'm going to step out and let somebody else say hello in
Hi, everybody.
Hey!
I thought I would surprise you and just pop in, and really just to say thank you, everybody. I mean, literally, this is a miracle. 1 week ago today, I had a heart attack. I was in hospital. I was unconscious. I was dead. And now they've installed a defibrillator, so I'm a bit. But basically, I've made a miraculous recovery. I'm all here. I'm moving, and I just wanted to hijack you guys quickly. I'm sorry to steal thunder. I wanted to say hello to everybody. I wanted to just thank you all deeply for the support. I saw the show on Monday night, so thanks, Ray. Thanks to the guys that donated, and I wanted to let you guys know that I'm good. I'm great. I am tired, and I will be back next week with Hammer's Shots. So I just wanted to quickly hijack and thank you all.
No, there's no hijacking, Adam. We're very happy to see you.
Definitely.
And surprised.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and surprised. I literally saw the show on, and I was like, you know what? I just got back. I've got a bunch of people in my house, so I can't stay. But I'm like, I figured it would be nice for everybody. Hope no one's mad. But I love you all. I'm going to jump back out. I love you all. I'll see you all next week. And you guys haven't been on Hammer Shots yet, so I think there's some contestants that we need to see here. So keep that in mind, all right? and I will get out of here. And it's been lovely to surprise you all. So I love you all. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for the support. And I'll be back next week.
Okay. Get better soon, Adam. Thank you.
Get better, Adam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of people that are going to be mad at me, even though I didn't know that was going to happen. So, people, I didn't tell him to come on tonight. All right. But he came on. I wasn't going to let him sit there in the back room and not say something. But yes, Adam, get back to bed. You know what I mean? Like, I told him I would prefer he just takes more time and whatever. But listen, you know, if he's healthy enough and he wants to do more shows, if that keeps him happy and keeps his spirits up, then I'm more than happy to have him do more hammer shots sooner than later. But his health is number one, most important. And yes, thanks to everybody who participated in, you know, donating to his GoFundMe. Also, the people who reached out to him personally and, you know, and said nice things. And also the people on our network that, you know, mentioned him on the show since and mentioned the whole GoFundMe, because he set a goal for his medical bills on GoFundMe, and he and everybody who's involved, and even beyond. I mean, even people just know him from outside of this. He crushed the goal. So that just shows you how good of a guy he is. And Adam, just get well, brother. All right, and we'll see you next week if you're up for it. But not pushing you, please. If you're not ready, you're not ready. But if you're ready, then let's kick some ass together. All right. So that said, who were we on?
Spurs, West Ham. Sean, I think.
Yep.
All right. Well, you know, I don't think we'll do so well against Wolves, and I think we'll come out swinging for the win against the Spurs. I know what it means to guys like Noble, so, you know, they'll really bring a lot more intensity, and for some reason we always seem to turn it up against, you know, rivals like you said. So Spurs, I think, will come and we'll really bring it. Probably like either a 2-1 win or 1-0 win, but hope we get that win.
Alamo City, Dave.
I'm going to call it 2-1 to the Cockney boys, and Harry Kane won't score. Harry Kane is fit when he comes back from the break. If you've ever looked at him at the start of the season, in August and into early September, he's not very forthcoming with the goals. So I think we're going to sneak in there and nick it 2-1.
Awesome. Well, I will go with the West Ham win. I think we're gonna. I think Wolves is going to be a tougher test for us, especially being the first match back as well.
Yeah.
But getting the kinks out there, I think we can definitely pull off a victory against Spurs. So I'll say West Ham win. I think the majority of us said that. So, boom, West Ham win. And, wow, 32% said Spurs win. What the hell is going on here? 19%, almost 20% said score draw. Good for them. And, almost 50% said West Ham win. So, yeah, keep it up. Keep the score going. What else have we got going on? Please tell me there's another poll. I mean, and there isn't. Awesome. So that said, let's get rid of that shit.
Curry.
Talk Curry. Cut it out, David. Listen, fucking Charlie Walsh and Jazz will. I mean, how do I put it? There's definitely support for a new edition of Curry Hour. So please, Jazz and Charlie, if you're watching this, the people want it. The people want more Curry Hour. But so help me God, not as long as I'm on the show. So I all set. But anyway, anything anybody want to talk about? I didn't think I thought we were going to take a little longer on the polls. I didn't prepare for this shit.
I just want to say that I think the Moisiah has been using this time away to develop, the ultimate master plan. I think we're going to be shocked by the level of brilliance we see coming out of the gate with West Ham.
I second that.
Yeah.
I do. And with
I can hold out hope anyway.
no, listen. he was being quite innovative, and actually having the club scrimmage each other at London Stadium, that was kind of cool. It looks like he was putting Carlos Sanchez for a run. That was kind of scary, but I don't know. I mean, I'm optimistic. Anybody here not optimistic?
No,
With David Moyes?
I'm optimistic, but in a unique way. I don't think I'm optimistic in we'll like set the world on fire with our technical skill, and everyone will be like really hopeful about next year. I think he's good at his conditioning with the players. I think he's kept their spirits up. I think that training with their actual kits on is a good message. I think we have average depth with the Premier League players. Like Sheffield United has almost no depth, you know what I mean? And other teams have no depth. We don't have as much depth as the top teams like Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, etc. But I think we can pick off some of those lower teams just because we'll be better conditioned and we have depth. So I think we'll see a workman-like performance. And I also liked how we looked with Bowen and Souček before the coronavirus hit. So I think we'll grind it out.
Yeah. All right. So there's a couple questions in the chat room that we're gonna use. So no more questions, people in the chat room, because that's plenty enough. That'll get us through the end of the show. Thank you so much for offering some questions. Plus, I have one. The first question is about the VAR at Villa Park last night. I'm assuming they mean the goal line technology. I mean, but
yeah, it was actually goal line technology. It wasn't VAR.
Yeah. So if that happened to us. How fucking pissed would we be? And what gets done about that? And does anything get done about that? It's meaning who's held accountable? Anybody? You know what I mean? Let's start with David Cotton, and then we'll go clockwise.
Oh, I don't think we'd hear the end of it if a goal line decision went the wrong way, especially if the technology indicated it was in our favor. We'd never hear the end of it. We'd hear about it 20 years from now. I've just having been around Hammers fans here and there, they don't forget anything. I mean, they in a lot of ways, Hammers fan reminded me of Red Sox fans before they finally won a World Series. They just remember everything.
Yeah. Dave Sperry.
Yeah, I mean, it would just like David Cotton was saying. Yeah, we would hear it forever. It's like here in Missouri, we have the fifth down against Colorado, and they didn't even make it in. And that got them a national championship. And I still didn't remember it, and that was 30 years ago. That's the way it's going to be. If that would be the same way for us.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be – who's going to be responsible? Nobody. The Premier League would say, oh, we're sorry, but you can't take it back, so you're screwed. So it'd be the West Ham way. We'd be screwed.
Yeah. David Lang.
Yeah, I think we would be rightfully outraged, but I think this is already posting a kind of argument of like, it doesn't feel as egregious when there's not fans in the stands. You know what I mean? It kind of feels a little static. It kind of feels a little sterile. We're all watching from our homes, and we see something bad happening, and there's a lack of intensity. You know what I mean? That if it happened in the stadium, then everyone's, and it's a home game, a home match, obviously, everyone's outraged, they're shouting, and it doesn't have that same kind of feel. I have no idea why the goal line technology cameras failed. I also don't know what the policy is if goal line technology fails. It's supposed to be automatic. It's supposed to be fail safe. So then I think that's why VAR didn't get involved. There's no reason to, because goal line technology is supposed to be infallible. But I think it identified kind of there's something new with this no fan in the stands that blunts the intensity of what's happening.
Wow. Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, just like David said, like without the accountability of the crowd there to hold the officials to what's going on, you get away with this stuff. And this point, this could cost Sheffield a spot in Europe, and it could cost Villa, relegation. I mean, if this happens to us, we would be screwed. All we could say is we huff and puff, get a legal team on it, but nothing would come of it except an apology. Now, if this happened to like Liverpool or United, they'd be up in arms. You know, we wouldn't hear the end of it. It'd be like the worst thing since Watergate. But for something that's supposed to be infallible, it's sure screwed up when it needs to happen the most. And like, you need to come and be solid. We get for it, but it's screwing up the game in a sense, and they're not getting it right. You know, margin of error 1 in 9,000, but you know that one goal makes a difference. We're talking millions if someone gets relegated, and for what, an apology? That's to bring that team back. That could potentially be us. I mean, I'm just being real here. I hope it's not. Staying positive, but it's too much power.
Yeah. Alamo City, Dave.
To be honest, I'm surprised it didn't happen to us.
Yes.
The majority of the shit calls in the last,
Yeah.
at least 5 years, 6 years I can remember, it's been us on the bad end of that. So I'm just.
Thank God it wasn't us. Yeah.
It's all part of the West Ham revival that's about to occur.
There we go.
The luck's changing. It's going our way, I can tell you.
So the F up yesterday, now they'll fix the situation before it happens to us, is what you're saying. Yeah, that's awesome. The next question is actually a two-parter. So basically just give us both the answers at the same time. Who will be the first scorer for us?
Ooh.
And who will be the first injured? I think I know the answer, but
at
least one of the
in person.
Yeah, at least one of them will be interesting. So we'll start with Alamo City, Dave, and go counterclockwise.
First to score, Antonio.
I knew you were going to say that.
Injured.
I knew you were going to
First
say
injured, you know it's going to be then. Yeah,
Antonio.
Be Wilshere. I was gonna say Wilshere for both because I think he's a dark horse candidate for a sneaky first game appearance. So we might see a goal and then like 5 minutes later he's off for the next 6 months. But no, I think I'll give the first goal to Antonio, and then I think we'll see Wilshere offer again for another 6 months shortly thereafter.
All right, I think that's exactly what Ken McGuire in the chat room said too. That's funny. All right, Sean.
You know, I'd love to see Haller get a goal, maybe Bowen score one. And as for injuries, you know, our luck, it's probably going to be Fredericks going down. And we'll have that right back position pop right back up. I mean, I want to say Wilshere, but it's West Ham.
David from Boston.
I'm going to actually say Bowen is going to be our first scorer. I think Haller is going to do a lot better with Bowen and increased options in midfield and wide players. But I'm going to go Bowen is going to be the first to score. I like what I saw from him. Just to go against the grain. And I actually think just because everyone is picking Wilshere, I think the second most likely candidate is Lanzini. So I'm going to say Lanzini.
Oh, yeah.
Antonio is the second, man. Come on. Just a hamstring, Mr. I'm too big for my own britches.
Okay, though. I still say Lanzini. I'm saying
all right.
This is recorded. Let's see what happens.
I hope to never see Lanzini again, to be honest with you.
I agree. I don't think he was the same after that injury. But, yeah. I think Moyes trusts him a little bit. I think he's going to be brought as a sub in the Wolves and possibly Spurs, and he's going to get injured. Remember,
what were you saying that, David from Alamo City? What were you saying?
I said, don't jinx it.
I wanted to happen.
He's only got two of them. Yeah, let's not blow another one.
All right, fair enough. Dave Sperry.
Hey, Hammers, Alamo City Hammers there stole my thunder. I was going to say Wilshere to score and Wilshere to be the first one off.
Ooh, I like it.
I mean, he is the dark horse. I just want to see him do something awesome. So let's say he scores. No, I'll go with Lanzini second. There you go. He's off.
Earn that money.
Yeah. Money.
That's right. David Cotton.
I'm gonna go with Halle to score, and I already made my injury prognostication beforehand that Wilshire will get a pre-game injury. Fortunately, he can't hurt himself going out the tunnel. There are no stairs. I have walked that tunnel, but he might hurt himself going back up to the chair or something like that to get something really odd.
He's gonna
That's
trip walking off the bus.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't even joke like that. Remember when Valencia got hurt with the teacup?
Oh yeah.
And
I think
What
I'm
happens?
going to pick. Who should I pick? Felipe Anderson. Because everybody else didn't
I like
pick him,
it.
and I
Hey.
the guy needs a goal.
Yeah.
I'm just, dude, I'm always half full of shit. So first to get injured, Issa Diop. And
Very big job.
then our defense will show their true colors.
Ouch.
But again, listen, every time I predict anything on this show, it either doesn't happen or the opposite happens. So let's just we'll cross our fingers on that one. All right, so that was a great question. The next one is shit, I lost it. Awesome. Everybody keeps commenting, and now I can't find the damn question. I love this.
How much
okay,
Curry would you trade for Wilshire?
Oh, Jesus. Wilshire, yeah. Jesus, I don't know. Let's just go through these comments real quick because some of them kind of funny. Yeah, it won't be a thigh injury for Wilshire, will it, Tim? No, because his thighs are massive. I guess you actually watched that show the other night when I was talking about Wilshire's thighs. And if you guys saw this put this in perspective. West Ham put out one of their recent training videos, and the thing that amazed me the most was Jack Wilshire's thighs. They were absolutely massive. The guy looked like the white Mikel Antonio. Absolutely like he's been bulking up and really working on his quads and thighs. So anyway,
you can't build ankle muscle.
Yeah.
well, that's the thing. Maybe that's a little too much weight, and there we go. He'll get hurt in the tunnel. Or it could work in his favor, and like Dave Sperry said, he'll get that damn goal, and then he'll get hurt. But thanks for remembering that, Ken. I thought I was past that. I don't think anybody really watched that show that night, so at least I know someone's watching. All right. Yeah, well, we get another one. Ray Borm says, Wilshire to get the first goal. Faux Cheesy says Jared Bowen. Again, like David from Boston said. What else have we got here? Wilshire will get injured turning on the dryer. That's usually good. Wilshire will surprise you, jokers. So Tebow, I guess, is on that Wilshire train too. And I guess that's about it. But anyway, yeah, we started early tonight. So I think we're going to wrap it up because I really don't have anything else to discuss. So we went almost 55 minutes tonight. Listen, just so you guys know, we do have a show tomorrow night. If anybody's interested in being a guest on the show, just talking West Ham with Danny Hardy. He's going to host a show tomorrow night to fill in for Hammered Out with Katie and Becky because they do every other Thursday. So we wanted to fill in the other Thursdays. So if anyone wants to shoot the shit West Ham on American Hammers Network tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, message us on social media and let me know. And like these gentlemen here tonight, I think we had some fun. Shoot the shit.
Agreed.
Ham. So
Yeah.
yeah. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, please, and check out AmericanHammers.net. We actually sold our first 2 face masks to the same person, but someone bought 2 of those. One was American Hammers, and someone also bought We Are the Girls and Claret and Blue face masks too, which is kind of cool. So thank you to that dude who bought those 2 face masks, and we also have other stuff in the shop as well. But yeah, the face mask is new for us, so we actually got that thing going. And thanks to Alex Sheffield from Mississippi, who has been doing all the designs in the shop and handling the shop for me, so I don't have to deal with that. I just deal with everything else. And also, There's I don't know if there's a show Friday night, but Saturday there's definitely going to be a post-match show. The post-match shows are back. Irish Tommy from Ireland, obviously, Irish Tommy, and Chris from Erie, Pennsylvania / Columbus, Ohio, whatever, that guy. They're going to be doing their shows again on Saturday, and then Sunday, who knows, and I'll be back regularly scheduled on Mondays, not Wednesdays. This is usually the night that there's Hammer Shots at 8, and West Ham Wednesday is hosted by Lee, but we swapped shows this week. And if you guys want to be a contestant, girls, whoever, dogs, cats, if you know West Ham and you want to just have some fun, it's really not about competition, even though for some people it is, that's fine. It's about having fun. Hammer Shots is a fun show. So if you want to be a contestant on Hammer Shots, reach out to me, let me know. I am Adam's personal assistant when it comes down to scheduling these shows. So if you want to get on that show, reach out to me. It's only like a half an hour, 45 minutes long, and it's not a full hour. It's really fun. What else? Friday Night Likes. Let's everybody petition. Please make your comments, post your comments everywhere. Let's petition to get Friday Night Likes back. I know John Nolan was talking about doing some sort of mini little tournament as a season 1.5, since we're back now with matches and stuff like that before we start the official season 2. That's a fun show as well. So make sure you tune in for that one. And what else? I know there's something else I got to say before I go. Oh yeah, come on, you Irons. And I'll talk to you guys off the air real quick.
Tim,
Come on, you Irons.
Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Thank you, Dave Cotton. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have Dave Cotton back. Thank you, Sean Davis, for coming on. Thank you, Dave Sperry. Always lovely to see you.
Yeah.
And David from Boston, lovely having you on always. And Mr. Comedian over there in the bottom left, David Rao. It's always a pleasure, my friend. I love having you on. So yeah, I hope you all had fun. But I will talk to you guys off the air real quick.
No worries.
Cheers.
Take care.